This is my favorite comment of all of this. Teacher says that every time LatinX is said, a Hispanic gets right-wing radicalized. And of course that reminds me of this meme where he leans in close after being asked who radicalized you? And the answer is, you did. Hispanics when you call them a slur, Hispanics when you call them LatinX.
True. Welcome back to the channel, everyone. I'm Saladino. So it's already been a few days since Bungie put out this Hispanic Heritage Month tweet where they talk about, no matter if you call yourself Latina, Latin, Latino, or LatinX, we love the Hispanic language. You know, I like this community note that Twitter put on this tweet. Readers added context they thought people might want to know. Other note is almost correct. I don't know what the other note is. Not even descendants of Latino migrants in the USA like LatinX or Latin. Latin people or Latin person would be correct. LatinX or LatinX and Latin or LatinE are suggestions by people who don't understand Latin languages or foreign culture. No, see, that's the thing. I think that they do understand, and that what they're trying to do is destroy the Latin languages and foreign cultures, or really all cultures. They're trying to, it's the gender abolitionists. These are the people who are obsessed with the fact that they don't like that there are men and women, males and females. For whatever reason, you know, it's not actually going to help anyone who has dysphoria, doesn't help people who are gay or lesbian. But you have these weirdos who are obsessed with this thing about, well, I'm non-binary. I could be both one day. Or sometimes I'm just one and other days I'm the other. None of that's a thing. You know, there are people with anxiety, ADHD, autism, all kinds of mental health issues. It could be misdiagnosed in some cases as gender dysphoria, or it's just that people get really obsessed with the fact that they can't control their lives the way that they want to, so that they latch on to something stupid like, I'm non-binary, and it's important to eradicate gender distinctions because that's hurting society. So let's come up with a stupid word like LatinX. Now, there has been constant polls and surveys. Majority, the Hispanic people, Latin communities, have rejected the word. They don't like it. Spanish is a gendered language. You know, it's not going to take 3, 4, 5 weirdos with blue hair who don't like gender distinctions to change it. And that's what this is about. So Bungie is a woke company. And I didn't realize this because I don't pay attention to Destiny at all. So I didn't realize how bad it got. You know, I saw a clip from Destiny. There was this character who was like, you go, girl, you did it. He's talking to the player. And he's just on fire. He's flaming. And it's like, what? This is Destiny now? Whenever I think about Bungie, I still think about the first few Halo games and, of course, Halo Reach. I say, of course, because to me, Halo Reach is like the best of the games that Bungie put out for Halo. Now that 304 Industries, or 343 Industries took it over and completely demolished Halo, it's just sad to see how things have changed. That Crobecat video was so great to see how, you know, how it started with Bungie and these nerdy white guys all in a room making this really cool ass game, and then over time seeing it be taken over by 343 Industries when Bungie left, and just see how putting the woman in charge, certainly in this case, just like in the case of Star Wars, really destroyed the Halo franchise. But okay, so anyway, they have people at Bungie who know that LatinX and Latin are not popular, but they put it in there anyway to signal to their fellow activists that they're still going to use the word. This is why they hid the comments and the replies, because there's no reason. This is not like, if you have actual Latin people telling you in the replies, we don't like this word. We don't like this word. Stop using the word. It's Latino and Latina. It's a gendered language. We know that. We don't care. It's not harming us to use Latina or Latino. But activism is not for the people that they say they're speaking for, that activists pretend they're speaking for. Activism is for other activists. It's performative. There was, I think it was Connecticut. It might have been Connecticut. There was a lawmaker or a group of lawmakers who wanted to ban the word LatinX. People could say Latinx if they wanted to, but it wouldn't be on official documents. Like, I don't know, it wouldn't be a choice on a survey or something to say, how do you identify Latinx? You wouldn't be able to use that word. And a guy made a, very basic description or explanation of why. It was like, this is divisive, because it's not something that the Latin people are asking for or demanding, but it's being pushed down everybody's throats, basically. And I think it's important not to start putting this in official documents because it's not approved by most people. We just have a few activists and, blue-haired weirdos who are pushing this. And if we start putting this in, government forms and shit, it's like you're completely ignoring what the Latino community is asking for, right? So some blue-haired weirdo responded to that by saying, okay, fine. If you think Latinx is bad, why don't we try LatinE? It's an actual word in the Spanish language, and it's used for people who are non-binary and who don't recognize gender distinction, or whatever the hell this goofball said. And it's like, no, stupid. They want Latino and Latina. They don't want Latinx. Don't come up with a new word. You lost. Give it up. Stop trying to change it. Okay, don't act like, okay, yeah, I give up. Okay, Latinx is not, you don't like it, but let's do LatinE instead. No, it's Latino or Latina. You're not changing it. There's like 4 or 5 of you idiots who want this change. You got entire countries of people who speak Spanish. You're not going to change the Spanish language. You're not going to change any kind of variation of it just so that it fits this stupid gender abolition bullshit that nobody else cares about. Most people don't have gender dysphoria. Most people don't identify as non-binary. Even like gay and lesbians and most trans people don't have a problem with gender distinctions. So, like, shut up already. But that's the heart of it to me with this Bungie tweet and how they hid the replies. It's one thing for LCS to hide the replies to I forgot the name of that league already, where it was mostly trans women, where it's supposed to be for women. That's one thing to hide the replies because they can use the excuse, oh, they're being transphobic and, we're trying to stop hate speech and we're trying to stop people harassing, these poor trans players. That's one thing. When it comes to Bungie trying to use Latinx and LatinE, and then you have the actual Latin community, but like pretty much everybody saying, stop using that word. We don't like that word. That word doesn't fit us. We don't accept it. It's just some political bullshit that has nothing to do with us. They hide the replies because activism is not for the people that activists say they're speaking for. They want to make new words because their friends who are fellow like cosplayers as Dungeons and Dragons for them. They know people don't like this stuff. They know it's not popular. But for them, it's all this big game. And they can get away with using that, like their social capital of being part of marginalized groups. They even create marginalized groups like non-binary. And they just say, I'm a part of a marginalized group. This is important to me. Even if a lot of people say they don't like it, those people are bigots and racists. Even if they're a part of the community that we're supposed to be speaking for, they're bigots and they're racists and they're homophobes because they don't want to use the word Latinx or LatinE. So we're going to just keep saying it. And anybody who speaks out against it, because we know we're in the wrong, we're just going to suppress them. We're just going to hide their replies. And we'll still maintain that we're the good guys.